Hi, Zizaran here with another video, and DDD have already posted a what we're working on, and yeah, I don't even know what to expect. There's not really that much I want to change for this season already, so finding maps, by the way, so that's fun. But defeated the monkey. No, my god, I died again. With the launch of PoE 2, the Third Edict over the weekend, we've been keeping a close eye on feedback and issues have been arising along with the Abyssal. We released 13 hotfixes since launch and we're currently working on a 0.3 patch. Alright, here's some highlights. Rise of the Abyssal changes. Abyssal monsters can now be bound as specters. Cool. W for Gazi. I do want to play a specter build this patch actually. Vessel of Coolamar's teleport slam can no longer be avoided and the damage it deals has been reduced. Okay. Improving the telegraphing of the Vessel of Coolamar's arena wide cleave. It's been easier to dodge. Areas overrun by Abyssal map modifier now spreads over a larger amount of the area. Good. The Strider of the Pit's Spear now has a global cooldown, and they stop tracking with their storm skill when you're far enough away. Okay. Reduced the damage of the Crystal Wall. Reduced the movement speed of the Shepherd of the Pit, and reduced the damage dealt by their ground effects. Nice. Improved the invulnerability visual effect for Lightless Moray. The ignite chance from the explosion has also been reduced. Wait, Shepherd of the Pit? Is that... No, but that's the larger one, right? Abyssal monsters now do some of their skills over the first 3 acts instead of it being able to use all from Act 1 and remove the motion blur. What about the globule things? Other changes and improvements. One-time rare monsters found in the campaign no longer have their fixed hidden modifiers when used as tame beasts or specters. You will no longer remain locked onto enemies when sprinting. The improved cases when you sprint away from an enemy, unintentionally turning around to use a skill targeting the enemy. Okay. Instance management to jump to the Well of Souls. Nice. You can use hideout and similar commands from Well of Souls. That's good. Map areas have versions with no map boss present. Cool. Vendor windows will now remember any search you've entered. Oh my god, that's so nice. Boss fights with 2 bosses should now correctly restart from the beginning when a player resurrects a checkpoint. The Soul Siphoner monster modifier has been reworked. The inner ring now reduces damage dealt. And the outer ring reduces skill speed for each time you use the skill while standing in it. Okay. Forge Hammer no longer costs mana when used to recall the hammer, and other skills such as War Cries cannot empower that use. Dodory's Dark Design, triggered by Dodory's Undoing, now deals spell damage instead of secondary. Added missing duration and ground effect. With Foul Emergence. Okay. Temporarily disable the following rogue exiles: Tua, Alfred, Drushian, and Doran. Okay. The Derelict Mansion Arena no longer requires finding a tome to open. Okay, that sounded awful. The Boss Arena and Derelict Mansion will now be open if you die to the bosses after opening it once. That's funny, you got one try against the boss. The Raised Fields no longer stops you from entering after it's been started. Barrier outside Church of Arostas can no longer be broken early. Improve the telegraphing of Yama's the White future sight skill. That killed a lot on hardcore. Increase the cooldown for some of Torvian, Hand of the Savior. Projectile speed of the bouncing skill has been reduced. That's the guy with like buffs, right? Scourge of the Skies Bird Storm skill can no longer be avoided. Is that the ultimatum bird? The Storm combo used by Kurtog, Lord of the Kiln, can no longer be avoided. Wait, did they buff the ultimatum bird? Excellent. Awesome. Make it even harder. Give it double damage. I'm not gonna fight it anyway. The Slam combo used by Kurtog can no longer be avoided. Some of the skills by the Great White One can no longer be avoided. The tracking of Asmadi, the Fire Prince, is now more lenient. You can now use portals after defeating Siora, Blade of the Mists. Oswin, the Dread Worms, so just like lots of bug fixes, I guess. Reduce the likelihood of tree and false spawn fire projectiles. Reduce the damage of quill projectiles. They were crazy. Updated the description of life tap to clarify. It turns it into a life cost. Fixed an issue where ancestor spirits were failing to summon. That's big, right? I think a lot of people are really wanting that fixed. Fixed a bug where you were unable to dodge roll past enemies where you were partially surrounded. Yeah, that sucked. That killed me. I think that was what happened with the monkey counting as partially surrounded. Abyssal pits and area always have rewards for not functioning correctly. Whirling / travel distance could no longer change based on your speed. Spectres and tame beasts could benefit from out of combat life regen. Oh. Reloading could fail on crossbows, most noticeably when weapon swapping. Very nice. Thank you. Fix the bug where persistent skills could not be activated when shapeshifted into demon form. Brutus brain support, which causes... it still worked with damage from its... Oh, I was gonna do that. I thought that was intended. Final Act 4 boss could spawn a duplicate version during the fight. Jesus Christ. That's probably somebody that died to that on hardcore. What the fuck? Travel skills cannot be used in Asmadi. Wayward Isle cannot be completed. Diora had a lingering damage reduction buff. Manoki... Defeating Manoki did not complete the map. Faced an issue where the mighty Silver Fist's attack were not correctly telegraphed that they were unavoidable. Wait, that killed Quinn! Oh no! That killed Quinn! Actually bad coding! He's gonna feel so vindicated. Fixed a bug where rare monsters could spawn in invalid locations. Skeletal cobras and mystics were missing monster categories. Fixed a bug where slowing debuff from solitary confinement was not affected by slow potency. For real this time? Power shield, black steel crush shield did not have any block chance. Fixed an issue that prevented you from completing their grand quest and obtaining the first 2 expedition skill points if you had held a logbook before talking to Danny and obtained your rewards. The traveling merchant in Kari Crossing sometimes did not come out of hiding. Huh. And then crashes. Awesome. I mean, these are really good changes for the most part. A little bit surprised Abyss blobs aren't nerfed. They're the only thing that seems like crazy to me. I don't like the proximity, like you have to stand close to things to deal damage either. Not a huge fan. But I mean, this is all, I'm just blasting. I'm having a blast. No mention of the pin armor break node. Yeah, I don't even fully know how that works. I'll bug report it if I figure it out. But yeah. I love the patch. That's like the 0.3 is great. Thanks, GGG. I'm having a lot of fun. So any fixes are good. Very excellent. Very excellent indeed.